Okay. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are right now. It's morning for me. I woke up about half an hour ago, but desperate to make this video. So this will probably be the longest one for a while, but I'm going to start doing my monthly pickups, which will contain all the Blu-rays and um, games and stuff that I picked up during the month. Now, this is everything aside from one thing which hasn't arrived yet. But I will get on to, well, fuck, I'll say now. It's the Army of Darkness Scream Factory 4K. It's not arrived yet. It was meant to be here today, but it doesn't look like it's going to be. So we'll start off with the games, because there's only 3. And we'll get that out of the way. I'm going to experiment with chapters, so we'll see how that gets on. But first up, we have the Injustice 2 Deluxe Steelbook. I got this from CEX. I showed you this in my game Steelbook collection. But yeah, it's a nice steelbook. Nothing special, but I already had this on PS4, but it was £3 and I kind of wanted the steelbook. I got this from CEX. So next up is the new Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2. So my history with the Call of Duties is that I absolutely adore the Black Ops series. I bought it in, but I've never really enjoyed a COD since. I've never fully dove into a COD since Black Ops 2. Because with Black Ops 2, that's back in my heyday when I had loads of friends to play with online and everyone had loads of free time. But now I don't. I got to Max Prestige and that, which I'm very proud of. I have bought every COD every year. I'm just waiting for them to go down a bit in price. I've played through the campaigns, blah, blah, blah. Even Vanguard, I know, yes. But this was one that I was going to wait until it went down. But I kind of just wanted something that I could throw on for a match and just play. And I hadn't really had that for a couple of years. So I bought this, and honestly, I don't regret it. I'm having a lot of fun with the multiplayer. I've played a couple missions of the campaign, and that's pretty good as well. Yeah, I think I didn't pay full price for this. I didn't pay the 70 quid. I paid 50 because I got a discount through Tesco, but solid game. So far, at least. Next up is a game that people will question why I bought it, and that is Gotham Knights. To me, it's not like... I love the Arkham games. I played them all when they came out, apart from Asylum, which I played a couple of years after, but... Gotham Knights is one of those games where I was excited for it, and then as soon as I heard all the mediocre things about it, I was like, oh. But I was able to pick this up for £40, and I like the Arkham style, and honestly, if I don't like it, I'll just trade it in. But I really wanted to check it out. I got Modern Warfare 2 and this at the same time, but as you can see, I've still not opened it yet, it's still sealed, but I'll let you know my thoughts on this one, if you want to know. And even if you don't, I'll probably let you know, but... yeah, Gotham Knights. What do we do next? Let's do the TV Blu-rays, because there are quite few. So, first up, we have my favourite season of TV in the last however long, and that is Peacemaker Season 1. I love Suicide Squad. John Cena is one of those people that every time I see him, I just think he is just absolutely hilarious. My friend Callum will be able to attest to this. I just love him. I think he's so funny. And this is the most tight and just all killer, no filler season of TV I've ever seen. 8 episodes, 40 to 50 minutes long each. None of them drag. They're just... Honestly, it's my favourite season of television I've ever seen, and I'm so glad that I picked it up. Honestly, if you even liked Suicide Squad and you loved John Cena's part in that, absolutely check this out, because you will love it. It is him turned up to fucking 11. It is brilliant. I love this show, and I'm so excited for season 2. Just absolutely brilliant. Next is a series I've not seen yet. In fact, actually, I'll do these round the other way. Next up is the Haunting of Hill House Blu-ray, the HMV exclusive, because you can only get this at HMV. And the reason I picked this up is because I've already seen it, and I know for a fact that at one point I think the Blu-ray for this went out of print and it was going for like 30 quid. But I was in HMV a couple of weeks ago and I saw it and I was like, fuck off, that's not there. So I snatched it up for £14 and I'm so happy I did. I've already seen it, but I just really wanted this physically and I'm so happy to have it. Absolutely fantastic show. If you've not watched it, watch it, it's amazing. And then we have its sequel series, The Haunting of Bly Manor, which I've not seen, but I picked it up at the same time as well because it was something to where if I didn't pick it up now, I was scared I wouldn't get it. But I've heard good things from Callum. Callum loves both these shows and I love the first one. And I really liked the recent Cabinet of Curiosities episode, The Murmuring, and apparently he says it's quite a bit like that. So from what I've told him, but I'll let you know my thoughts on all that stuff when I get to my what I watched this month, which will be going up a couple of days after this one. So next up, we have a show that I have seen the first couple of episodes of the first season. I liked it, although one of my ex-friends hyped it up beyond all measure. I was like, oh my god, it's Jonathan Nolan, oh my god, it's Jonathan Nolan, Memento, Person of Interest. I'm like, okay, chill. And then I saw this in CEX for £8. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It'll be like, I like the first couple of episodes, and Callum says that apparently you can just watch this one on its own. At least to him, it's satisfying, a satisfying end. And that's Westworld Season 1 on Blu-ray. No J-card, but this was only £8 at CEX. So I think it's a fold out. Yeah, it's a fold out. With the discs backwards, but you know, I should have opened that earlier to make sure everything was there. But yeah, that's Westworld Season 1. Like I said, I've seen the first 3 episodes. I love the concept. A very nice box, like it's embossed and everything. It's lovely. But yeah, it's just something that I bought on a whim because it was only £8 and thought, fuck it, I'll just grab it, and then if I don't like it, don't like it. It's only £8. So now we'll do the... Sorry, I'm sitting on my floor this time because I couldn't be arsed to move the chair. Next up, we'll do the Blu-rays. So, this is one that I have seen before. Sorry, I'm trying to get comfy, but it just ain't comfy down here. Let me see if I can just... Oh, that's better. There we go. Okay, so next up... Let me just fix that angle. Okay. So, next up is a film that I have seen before. I saw it during the lockdown. And I had been quite intrigued by it because I'd heard good things about it. And that is Saint Maud. I got this in a... Well, as you can see at the top, it's a $4.99 with any purchase. And the first time I saw it, I thought the ending was absolutely brilliant. The film itself, I think I was just burnt out on watching films at the time because that's all I ever did. And me and my friends would over lockdown, we would like start movies at the same time and then just keep going. And that's how we watch movies together. We would just start movies at the same time on Netflix and be at an Xbox party and watch it. But I saw it for $4.99 with any purchase, and I was like, you know what? I want to give this another try, and it's cheap. So, yeah, it's Saint Maud. Next up is one of my favourite films of this year. I recently showed this to Callum, and he really, really liked it as well. And that is Scott Derrickson's The Black Phone. Ethan Hawke is someone that over time I have started to love, and he's become one of my favourite actors. This film is, well, to me at least, I saw this in the cinemas. This film is creepy as fuck. The child performances are immense. The Ethan Hawke is just so creepy, and his character of the Grabber is immense. I love this film so much. Recently showed this to Callum, like I said, a couple of weeks ago, and I loved it more. But yeah, it's The Black Phone. I hope this gets a Steelbook or a 4K so I can pick that up, but at least got the Blu-ray. Next up are the... I'll just do these in a two, because I mentioned this in my... I believe it was in my History of Halloween video, where Callum bought the American Blu-rays back when we watched them all in 2020 during lockdown, and then he bought the expensive Anchor Bay releases that came out over here from CEX and won the lottery, and they came mint. But he recently moved into his own place, and he didn't have to worry about playing these on his multi-regional Blu-ray player in the living room. So I asked him if I could buy them off these and give him his American ones back, and he said yes, and that is the Halloween 4 and 5 Anchor Bay releases. So happy to have these, because now I have them all. And I have the Steelbook for Ends pre-ordered, even though I did not like that film a lot, but it's the completionist in me, so we'll see. Next up is another Halloween film. This is the only one I didn't have for, well, since 2020. And that is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. This is a film that, first time I watched it, to be brutally honest with you, I hated it. I just find it so relentlessly boring. And it was one that I was going to wait till it was cheap to pick it up. But recently, I've been watching a lot more videos about it, and people have been saying that it's actually really good, and I want to give it another try, so I picked it up. This is the region free. I don't know what country it is, but this is the same kind of release as Halloween 2 has, but I picked this up as well, and yeah, I'm looking to give that a shot. I mean, even if I don't like it, at least I have it, so. Next up is a recommendation, and by recommendation, I mean, I watched a review on it. I watched Chris Stockman's review on this for his, I believe it was for his, Halloween Horror Fest thing. And the premise sounded very interesting to me. I've not watched it yet, but I have it. And that is I Saw the Devil. I really want to check this out soon. I was going to check it out for Halloween, but time got away from me, and I went through a whole year where I forced myself to watch films, and I think I got through like 420 films. Haha, I know, weed number. But I couldn't, like, and then like after that year, I found it really hard to watch like films, like, and I go through phases where one day, or like where 1 month or 1 week I'll just want to play games, or 1 week I'll want to watch TV, or 1 week I'll just want to watch movies. But recently it's been a lot more games kind of orientated, because of that year that I watched so much. But I am slowly getting through what I've bought. Once we get to my 4Ks, I'll explain a little bit of what's been happening with my collection in the last month. Yeah, this is one that I really want to get around to, but I'm just going to wait till I have the urge and want to watch it, and then I'll watch it, because then I'll end up liking it and probably not hating it. But yeah, very excited to watch this one at some point. Next up is... the next 3 of these are all from CEX. I probably won't be buying much from CEX anymore, because, especially not online, because it's such a gamble. Callum recently ordered the Harry Potter 4K set and the Indiana Jones 4K set, and the Indiana Jones 4K set came immaculate, so he saved like 30 quid. The Harry Potter one he saved 40, but it came with, well, it just looked like someone had melted a chocolate bar over it, and there was apparently chocolate all over the cases, and there's even a big brown smudge inside his box that is just absolutely disgusting. He's managed to clean it off, and I was able to help him clean off some of the sticky residue in the front, but no, it's just I'm not ordering CEX online, and even then, when I'm in person, it's very like I will scrutinize the cases to probably an unreasonable degree, but that's just me. But yeah, next up we have Platoon. This is the film that I've heard a lot about in terms of like I know the name, but I've never actually seen it before, and I saw it in CEX for like £3, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pick that up now because it's cheap and it's actually in quite good condition. So I'm looking forward to checking this out at some point. I was on a war kick during May. Watched a couple miniseries and a couple films. I was really on a war kick then, but I'll get into this at some point. Next up is a film I've heard a lot about as well. It is a Korean film, apparently. Maybe my brain is just dying, but I'm pretty sure. But I think that's a shock to me. And that is, well, you just saw at the top. That is Lady Vengeance, or as it's known in some countries, I believe, Sympathy for Lady Vengeance. But this is a Park Chan-wook film, the guy who directed Old Boy and Thirst. I've not seen Thirst, I've seen Old Boy. Old Boy is fantastic. Not a film that's rewatchable, but a very, very good film with a fucked up twist and a shitty remake. But yeah, this is another film that I've heard a lot about. I saw it in CEX for £4 in great condition, so I thought, fuck it, I'll pick that up and try it out. So that's Lady Vengeance. The ones I haven't seen, I'm not going to talk about a lot about. And I'll be quite honest, this is going to be like when it gets to the 4Ks, there's a lot. So, yeah, let's continue. Next up, we have Jungle, starring Daniel Radcliffe, and I didn't realize it till after I bought it, but it's the same. But it's the same director as Wolf Creek, and I quite like the Wolf Creek films. The second more than the first because the second's a bit more lighthearted, more in the vein of. I can't really think of a good comparison, but anyway, I haven't seen this yet, but now that I know it's from the guy who directed Wolf Creek, I'm very excited to watch this. As I said, picked it up in CEX for £2.50. Yeah, I don't know how I didn't notice it because it says right at the top from the director of Wolf Creek, but I mean, I've got glasses. I'm blind. I can't see. I'm stupid. So, next up is the first video I put up on this channel, which is doing really well, by the way. Thank you. And that is the Terrifier Bloody Duo double pack. This is something of a hot commodity at the moment. This is sold out pretty much everywhere that I have seen it. And this was a franchise that these were films I'd heard about, but didn't really hear a lot about it until Terrifier 2 came out. And then I noticed that it was getting a release like super soon, so I pre-ordered it. Nearly cancelled it, which I'm glad I didn't. Because I've had, I think I had one person in my comment section for that video be like, yeah, I had my, I didn't get my pre-order fulfilled. So, and I think that's what's happening with my Ghostwatch 101 is it's not been dispatched. There's no date anymore, so I think I've been fucked out of that. But I've watched both of them. The first one, I'll get more into it in the what I watched in October video, but it was okay. Actually, it was, yeah. But the second one is leaps and bounds above it. I really enjoyed my time with that. But I'll get more into it later on. But that's the Terrifier Bloody Duo double pack. And the last of the Blu-rays, the standard Blu-rays, is Ambulance. I didn't actually pay for this. Callum went into town me and Callum went into town and bought some 4Ks. He ended up picking up the 4K of Ambulance, and then he just ended up giving this one to me because he didn't need it. Because once I get to my 4Ks, I'll explain more about what's been happening. But Yeah, that's Ambit. I've seen this before. I borrowed it off him to watch, and thought it was absolutely ridiculous. The drone shots in this are just fucking ridiculous. Michael Bay has a fetish for drones now, so but yeah, this is one of the more enjoyable Bay films, in my opinion. So I'm happy to have it, especially with the slip. So anyway, welcome back. It is now time for my 4Ks, of which I think this will be the biggest month ever, or at least for a very long time, because I have a stupid amount. I bought way too much this month, but hey ho, it is what it is. So I'll just show you what I got. So this isn't in any particular order, but yeah. So first up we have Sicario and Sicario 2 double pack. I got this from HMV for £30, I believe. I was looking to only get the first one, but they didn't have that in stock, so I just decided to get both of them. Seen the first one, didn't see it in cinemas though. It's an absolutely incredible film. God, what a film! If you haven't seen that, check it out. It is brilliant. Like I said, I already had these. I already have these on Blu-ray, but the whole thing with this month is that I've been trading in. Well, me and Callum have both been doing it. We've been trading in a lot of Blu-rays in anticipation for getting the 4Ks, because most of the time the 4Ks come with the Blu-rays, so there's no point in having two copies around. Unless it was a gift, I'll keep it, but I've traded in a lot and replaced it. So a lot of what you're going to see here was like stuff that I sold the Blu-ray and then bought the 4K that came with the Blu-ray. So yeah, that's Sicario. Got this from HMV. The second one is not as great, but it's still way better than it should be. I've only seen that once. I've seen the first one twice, but brilliant films. If you haven't seen them before, check them out, because they're... Next up, 2 for £30 deal in HMV, and that is Scarface. This is a film that I didn't see until I believe last year, and it's long, and with long films, I either get so engrossed and I love them, or like I actually pay attention, or they just lose me within the first half an hour. This is one of the few that absolutely brilliant film, and as soon as I saw it had a 4K, I was like, I need to get that, and I've picked it up. Obviously I haven't watched the 4K yet. A lot of these I haven't watched yet, so I picked them up recently, but absolutely tremendous film. Believe the hype. This is genuinely so good. Looking forward to watching that one again. Next up, we have Blade Runner, the final cut in 4K. 2049 was one of the first 4Ks I got when I got my Series X, because that can play 4Ks. It's such an incredible film. It's such a gorgeous film, that I'd also heard that the 4K for the first one was brilliant as well. So I picked this up in HMV. Yeah, absolutely brilliant film. I've not watched it yet. I opened it because there was a bit of the case rattling around inside and I wanted to get rid of it. But absolutely, this is the film that is growing on me. I still don't love it, but I'm looking forward to giving it a rewatch in 4K, because like I said, I've heard the 4K is fantastic. So that's Blade Runner, the final cut. Next up is a film that I've been meaning to check out for a long time, and I have seen it. I believe I watched the director's cut, and that is the Arrow release of Battle Royale, obviously in 4K, as I said. This is one of the weirdest boxes I've ever seen, because you open it up by the bottom. It's so weird. But yeah, I heard a lot about this film. Obviously, it's the Hunger Games, kind of before the Hunger Games, and it wasn't what I was expecting. I did appreciate it for what it was. I didn't love it, but it's one of those films that now that I know what it is, upon a rewatch, I can see myself really liking it. But that's Battle Royale. I got that from HMV as well. That's only the 4K though, so there is a set that's like 40 quid that has the Blu-rays as well, in a bigger box, but yeah, this was a blind buy and it paid off. I'm looking forward to rewatching this at some point, so Next up is another film that I saw for the first time in like 2019, and it's brilliant. And that is the Arrow video release of An American Werewolf in London, the 4K version. This does not come with the Blu-ray, which sucks, but I've already got the Blu-ray. But I know that a big complaint of it was that like they released this version without the 4K like a year, not a year, like 6 months before this, and then 6 months later they released this without the Blu-ray. And it's obviously that thing of, do you wait or do you just go for the Blu-ray and then double up again? But yeah, this is American Werewolf in London. This is the limited set that I got from Amazon. It's such a lovely, lovely set. I've not watched the 4K yet, but I have heard it's fantastic. But this was one of those things where I could have got the standard 4K for, I believe it was £18, but I decided no. I love this film and I wanted the big chunky box. And the art is just beautiful, that I'm so happy I picked this up. Once again, some of the best use of practical effects I've ever seen. If you've not seen this before, check it out. It is amazing. Next, another film that I got in a 2 for 30, and that is Annihilation. Alex Garland's Annihilation, I believe. Yeah. This is a film that I've seen once. I don't remember much about it, but I do remember liking it. And it was a film that I remembered looking very pretty, and I saw that it was in a 2 for 30 deal on Amazon. And I've still not checked it out yet, the 4K. I mean, I didn't have the Blu-ray, so this isn't a double dip. So it's kind of 2 birds, 1 stone. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to checking this one out because I've heard it does look quite good. Next is I'll do the first one first. Next is Kingsman and Kingsman: The Golden Circle. These are films that I've seen them both in cinemas. I really like them both. I get the complaints with the second one, but I just think these are really enjoyable films. I've not seen The King's Man, although I've been told that it's disappointing was one word used, but again, these were films that like I've picked up to replace my Blu-rays. So I'm looking forward to checking these out. I believe this was in a 2 for deal as well. I think it's just 2 for 20. So I'm looking forward to checking these out at some point in the future. I believe they're upscales, but like I said, I love them so much that it's just nice to have them. Yeah. I'm just going to take a drink, a swoggy juice. Okie dokie. Do next. We have The Martian Extended Edition. This was a 2 for 20, but there wasn't anything else I wanted, so I just ended up getting it on its own. It's a film that when I saw it in the cinemas, I thought was it's just thoroughly enjoyable. Matt Damon is great in it. One of the more memorable space films of the last 10 years. I do like this one. I've not seen it since. I was confused as to whether this was just the extended cut, which it is. I think. It's just the extended edition on the 4K, I believe. But it does come with the standard. No, it doesn't. It just comes with the extended. Which I didn't know there was an extended until a couple of years ago. But looking forward to checking this one out soon. I've opened it to put my cinema tickets in it. So, next, another film in the 2 for deal on Amazon, and that is Le Mans 66. I had the Blu-ray; it's still sealed. So I traded that in. Had to open it because it's you actually have to open them before they'll take it. Yeah, this was another film I saw in the cinema, and it's just incredible. The director of Logan, James Mangold, absolutely brilliant film. If you haven't seen this before, check it out. It is fantastic. I'm so happy I own the 4K now. Still sealed with a minty slipcover, so fantastic film. Now, next up is another is a big chungo, and that is the Mission Impossible 4K set. At first, I wasn't actually going to pick this one up. I was just going to, it's still sealed, I was just going to pick it up, I was just going to pick up, I believe it's Germany's separate releases they have. But this normally goes for, I believe it's 100 quid, but Amazon were doing it for 75. So I traded in my standard set and got the 4K set. It just comes with all of them like in a box, but this is a series that the last 3 films are actual masterpieces. The first 3 I can give or take, but at the end of the day, I just wanted another big chunky box to put in my 4K collection. So, yeah, I think this is one of the last big 4K box sets I want. As there's not much else I really want, because I've heard that Mission Impossible Fallout looks incredible in 4K. So, very, very happy to have that set. Next up is Malignant. Now, I know what you're saying. Yes, this is the Blu-ray slipcover, but I had the Blu-ray. I didn't see this in cinemas. Regretfully, Callum did without me, but that was my own fault because I was busy at the time. But I wish I saw this in cinemas, because when I watched this with him, what a fucking film! What a bloody good film! What such a unique horror film. I rewatched it again with him yesterday. Yesterday was Halloween, and it's absolutely brilliant. He got the 4K as well, but this was a 3 for deal as well on Amazon. This is another film that had its 4K release 6 months after its Blu-ray, but I just love the slipcover so much that I just kept it. And on the shelf, you can't really tell. I'm going to colour that bit in black at some point, but absolutely fantastic. If you haven't seen it before, check it out. And the 4K is gorgeous. Next up is a set that I got in the Amazon October sale, and that is the Universal Monsters Volume 1 4K set. This has Dracula, Frankenstein, the Invisible Man, and the Wolfman. This is the only set that I would consider getting. Obviously, I like The Bride of Frankenstein, and I think that's the only good, in my opinion, good one on the other set, and Creature from the Black Lagoon, but this set is the one that rang the most true to me, because I love the original Invisible Man. I love Frankenstein. Wolfman's okay, Dracula's okay, but like this is normally 60 quid. I paid 40 for it in the sale, and apparently these 4Ks look amazing. But yeah, it's just a really nice set to have. I may get the other set at some point if it goes down in price, but probably not. It'd have to be quite cheap, and I don't think these are going to go for cheap. So, but no. Universal Monsters. Next up is a very controversial film, and that is the Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition 4K. Now, this 4K only comes with the Ultimate Edition. I still haven't opened this one yet, although I have my ticket. I haven't opened this one yet because Callum bought it. I bought Callum the Justice League trilogy in 4K. That was on sale on the Amazon October sale as well. And we watched this at his, and this is a gorgeous 4K. Because he told me, I didn't know that this had an original 4K release with the normal art with Wonder Woman on the front. But apparently it was such a hodgepodge 4K that it was just shite. But then they re-released it, and it has the IMAX aspect ratios and just looks so much better. And I love the art for this way better as well. This was a 2 for deal. I believe I got this in a 2 for with Knives Out, which I'll get to later. But absolutely, the Ultimate Cut is way better. It's obviously not a masterpiece, but I really fucking enjoyed it. Yeah. Next up is another box set I got in the Amazon October sale. A lovely box set, and that is the Matrix 4K trilogy box set. I believe this was 40, but it was down at 28. And last year, I watched the Matrix. In cinemas with Callum, loved it, and then we watched the sequels and really, really enjoyed them. And then as soon as I saw the set was on sale, I was like, oh my god, that's a good deal. And Callum picked it up, and then I was like, fuck it, I'll just get it as well. I did buy the Titans of Cult like a couple of weeks before, but I'm still glad to have a steelbook of the first one. So, as you would have seen that set in my 4K steelbook collection video. Next up is 2001: A Space Odyssey. This is a film that me and Callum watched a year ago, 2 years ago. Absolutely fantastic, and I've heard the 4K for this is gorgeous. I think I just paid standard price for this. I'm really looking forward to checking this out because I have a feeling that it's going to look absolutely gorgeous. And I didn't have this Blu-ray, so two birds, one stone, yeah, again. And I traded in my Matrix trilogy. Next up, 1917. I picked this 4K up from CEX for, I believe it was like £10. And I've heard this 4K looks really good as well. Already had the Blu-ray, but traded it in. Because obviously it's got the Blu-ray again. So, but no, I've not watched the 4K for this yet. I have seen the film. The film was fantastic. Yeah, I get it. It's not a true one-shot, but the way they cut it together, it works. And shut up. I mean, if you don't like it, that's your opinion, but shut up. No, great film. Look forward to check that out on 4K at some point. Next up, we have Interstellar. This is a film that when I first saw it, I thought it was okay. But then I had this strong urge to rewatch it, so I just paid full price for it in HMV and watched it the same night. Absolutely phenomenal film. The 4K is gorgeous for this. I love this film now. It is absolutely brilliant. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's so good. One of Nolan's best. It shot its way up into my favourite films. Bloody great 4K. Let's do these. So next up we have the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit 4K sets. Now these were on sale in the Amazon's October. I don't even think it was October sale. I think it was just a random flash deal, and these were 45 and 50 as compared to 70 each. So I picked these up, and I have actually watched through all of these. This is only the 4Ks though, but I watched all the extendeds in 4K, and that's the thing. These come with the extendeds in 4K and the standards in 4K, which is such a brilliant idea, and that's not done nearly enough with certain films. But I have actually watched through these, and they all look bloody gorgeous. Definitely worth the upgrade. Just be aware it doesn't come with a standard Blu-ray, but well worth the upgrade. They just look, the colours just pop, and there's a police car going by. Anyway, yeah, absolutely gorgeous 4Ks. Pricey sets, but if you can get them for like £45-50 and you haven't seen them in a while, definitely get them. Next up, Inception. Again, another Nolan film that I've seen once and think's good, but haven't watched it again since. Got this from Amazon, I believe. Yeah, like I said, I've heard that all of Nolan's films look great in 4K, so looking forward to checking this out again at some point. Next up, we have Le Predator. Now, I know what you're saying. Oh, this is a shit film. And I thought that as well. When I saw this in the theaters, and the first time I thought it was shit. Then I borrowed it. No, then I watched it with Callum again a couple of years ago. Still thought it was shit. And then I borrowed it off of Callum a couple months ago. And I just find it to be quite fun. It's not great. It's really not great, but it's kind of like a guilty pleasure. And it was only £15, and the slipcover is so nice that I was just like, do you know what? I already have the other three in 4K, so I'll just pick this up as well. But yeah, it's not a great film, but I have found the fun in it now. So next up is the Predator 4K trilogy. Now I actually managed to get this for quite cheap. I think I got this for £25. This comes with the 4Ks and the Blu-rays. It's a lovely little fold-out set. I already had Predator in 4K, but then I gave that to Callum, and then I got this. I've watched Predator in 4K. That looks incredible. I watched Predator 2 in 4K a week ago, and it looks really good as well. I've not seen Predators in 4K yet because me and Callum rewatched that recently after watching Prey. So, but yeah, I love these kind of sets that they're doing now. Just the whole fold-out thing if it's minimalist, but yeah, great little set, especially for £25. You can't really argue with that. Another couple of films I traded in. Next up, excuse me, is Hellboy. It's another 2 for £30. I have both of them on Blu-ray, but I really want the first one in 4K. I want them both in 4K, but they didn't have the second one in the deal. That's why I got They Live as well. Picked this up on Saturday. Love this cover, and it comes with both cuts, theatrical and directors. Really like this film from what I remember. So I'm excited to check it out in 4K at some point. And this cover is just absolutely lovely. So looking forward to checking this one out soon. There's still a lot more to go. So, yeah. Next up is another Jordan Peele film, Get Out. Again, had this on Blu-ray, watched it once. I skimmed through it because I genuinely could not take the racial undertones, just how strong they were, and just like, I get that's the point, but I need to rewatch this. So I got the 4K in a 3-fer with Us and I believe Scream, the original Scream. So looking forward to checking this one out. Again, a replacement, so an upgrade, should I say? Not a replacement, an upgrade. Next, this is a film that I saw in cinemas, loved, have the Blu-ray, not opened it yet, and I probably won't ever open it. So this was in the 2-fer again with, I think I got Scarface, but again, there's a film that's still sealed. I probably won't get rid of it because it's got a very nice slick cover, but absolutely brilliant action flick if you haven't seen it. I need to rewatch this soon. I might rewatch this today actually, but we'll see. Next up is Pitch Black. Believe this is just a 4K, but this was surprisingly cheap. This is the Arrow release, by the way. This was surprisingly cheap. This was only £15 brand new on Amazon, and this is a film I've not seen in ages, but I've heard the 4K is immense, and I really want to check this out again soon because I did remember liking it. The other films are Chronicles is messy and Riddick is just, I find, to be boring. But I do remember really liking Pitch Black, so I'm looking forward to checking this out again. Yeah. Really surprised at how cheap that is just at retail. Like £15. Insane. Next up, we have Brad Pitt is a Fury. Fury. This is a film that I've seen once, and I loved it. I really want to, there's so many in here that I'm like, I should watch these today, but knowing me, I probably won't do it. So, but this is another film that was in a 2-fer with, I believe I got this with Annihilation. This is a brilliant film, all set inside a tank. Absolutely fantastic. I don't know if the 4K is good or not. That's a lie. I know it is actually apparently quite good, so I look forward to checking this one out again. It's got the Blu-ray as well. Again, an upgrade. So next up we have Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. Got these in a 3-fer with The Conjuring 3, which you'll see later. But I've heard these 4Ks look immaculate. As I said at the start of the video, I have Army of Darkness, the 4K Scream Factory coming because we don't have a release over here in the UK. So that should have been here today, but for some reason UPS have got it stuck in their customs warehouse at Dundee. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I've heard these look amazing. My favourite is Army of Darkness, but I just wanted to pick these up as well because absolutely brilliant films. Yeah, you know them 1 and 2. Next up is a film I have not seen, but it is one of the few Carpenters I haven't seen, and that it was a threefer and I needed something else to get, and I didn't have the Blu-ray, so... And that is John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness. This is a movie that I've not seen, but again, it's Carpenter, so I'm interested. And I didn't have it, so it also comes with the Blu-ray, so, you know, 2 birds, 1 stone. Not much more to say on this, other than excited to watch this at some point. Getting there. After the 4Ks, there's just the steelbooks, but next up, we have the rather tattered, this. Next up, we have the Planet of the Apes trilogy. This is an incredible trilogy. This is one of the best trilogies ever, in my opinion. Me and Colin both love these films, and this box art is just absolutely gorgeous. I love this box art. Again, I have War. It's still sealed with the slipcover. It never opened it, but these are films that are just so good that I needed to get them in 4K. And I love a good chunky box set. And this is like proper hard cardboard, so not watched the 4Ks, but if you haven't seen this trilogy, check it out because it is bloody fantastic. 2 and 3 are the best. Two's better, but 3 is still incredible. Bit nervous for the continuation that's coming out because it's not Matt Reeves, but we'll see. We'll see. Next up, we have Bram Stoker's Dracula. Again, this is in the threefer with Prince of Darkness and... I can't remember what the other one was. But anyway, watched this recently. This was not what I thought it was going to be. I do appreciate that it does seem like one person's vision. I will talk about it more actually in my what I watched this month. But yeah, 4K looks great. Yeah, that's all I'll say. Next, we have Dr. Stranglebrangle, or Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. It's another upgrade. I had the Criterion, but I wanted the 4K, so I got this. Haven't watched the 4K yet, but I do love this film. Watched this with Callum for the first time as well. Brilliant film. And I've heard the 4K is quite good. So. Next up is a gift from Callum, which is very generous of him, and that is the Jurassic World. The Jurassic World Ultimate Collection, which comes with the 4Ks and the Blu-rays. I love the first Jurassic Park. I saw Dominion, and I've seen the World trilogy in cinemas. World is fun. Fallen Kingdom has some great ideas, but kind of fumbles it in the end. And Dominion is such a weird film. I enjoy it for what it is, but it is such a strange final entry. It doesn't feel like a final entry. I cannot attest to the 4K quality, although apparently the first one is due like a redo or something. But yeah, it's a nice set to have. And again, I traded in my standard set so I can have this one. But yeah. God, still got quite a bit to get through. But next we have Spider-Man Far From Home. This was the only home film I did not have in 4K. Because again, I wasn't sure if it was an upscale or not, and blah blah blah. But this was £12 in CEX. Picked it up. Still not watched it yet, but love these Homecoming films. I think they get better as they go on, but they're all just so good. Yeah. Sorry about that. Camera cut off because there's a recording limit. But anyway. Yeah, this is Die Hard. I think all the Die Hard films are good, apart from 5, which is a pile of dog shit. But I hope they release more of these in 4K on physical, because I know you can get the 4Ks on Disney Plus, but, you know, give us something physical, we'll buy it. But this is a 4K I've heard looks amazing, and I'm surprised it's going for so cheap. So I look forward to checking this out at some point in the future. Next up is The Amazing Spider-Man the Amazing Spider-Man collection. Again, these are films that have grown on me over time. Obviously, with the event of No Way Home, I wanted to pick this up and rewatch these again because my girlfriend hasn't seen them. I've shown her the Raimi trilogy, which I have in 4K, but picked this up again and got rid of my 4Ks, got rid of my Blu-rays. So I'm really looking forward to checking these out again. Yeah, lovely little set with a nice little slipcover. Next up is, again, films that I've heard are upscales, but again, I love these films so much, and that is the 10 Cloverfield Lane and Cloverfield double pack. The first Cloverfield is a masterpiece. I love that film so much. 10 Cloverfield Lane I saw in cinemas, and I still can't believe how that film marketed itself. Excuse me. The fact that the trailer dropped like a month before it came out was awesome. I still really want an actual Cloverfield film, not a script that was something else with Cloverfield slapped into it. 10 Cloverfield Lane is the only good sequel, but I really hope we're going to get a proper sequel to Cloverfield because I just love that film so much. Again, upscales, but love the films, so I don't really care. Next up is the only film outside of the original trilogy that I believe is a true 4K, and that is Rogue One. I hate these slipcovers, how they just use a tiny bit of image and then the rest is black. I love this film, and it's and aside from the original trilogy, it's the only ones that I'm going to pick up. I have Force Awakens and Last Jedi because Force Awakens I love, and I have loads of copies of that. Last Jedi was like £6 in CEX, so I picked that up as well. Apparently that doesn't look too good, but either way. Really looking forward to rewatching this at some point. Heard the picture quality is very good. If you're still here, by the way, thank you. This video is quite long and we've still got quite a bit left to get through, but you know, I'm hoping my camera doesn't die so I can film this video first, and then edit it while the battery's charging. Next up, one of my favourite films of 2018, and that is A Star Is Born. I haven't watched this 4K yet. This was £11, I believe, on sale at HMV. Really, really great film if you haven't seen it. Deals with a lot of heavy stuff, but brilliant. And it is a gut punch of an ending, but brilliant. Great music. Great film. Yeah. I need to show this to my girlfriend because this film is just incredible. I'll just merge these small piles left. So next up, we have another fantastic film that I've not seen in ages, and that is Collateral. Again, I've heard this is an upscale and doesn't look significantly better, but again, it's a film that I love and I really, really wanted it. I need to rewatch this again soon because this is one of Tom Cruise's best performances. Such an intense film. Bloody fantastic shit. If you haven't seen this, watch it. It is so good. Yeah. The Conjuring 3, The Disappointment. The first two Conjuring films to me are some of the best horror films ever made. I love those films so much. I wish they would get 4Ks. When I saw this in cinemas with Callum, I was so disappointed with what I got. Now, obviously, I know it's not James Wan, but why the fuck did you give it to Michael Chaves? Why? After La Llorona, what are you doing? And apparently he's directing the new Nun film. Anyway, it's The Conjuring 3. I bought it to check it out again and give it a chance, but I've still not done it yet, so I think me and Callum are going to be watching that again soon. Next is another film that not a lot of people seem to like, but when me and Callum watched it, we loved it, and that is 2021's Candyman. I won't have this one for much longer because I have the 4K Steelbook that was just announced, pre-ordered. So once I get that in December, I'll be giving this one to Callum. But what a fucking film! My opinion, I think this is better than the original. I just find the original to be boring, and the sequel is just the same. But I love this film. Not checked the 4K out yet, but even if it isn't a good 4K, it's one of those films where I love it and I want to pick it up. So, but I love this film so much. So surprised at how good this actually was. Next up is one of the first, well, you just saw it, one of the first horror film franchises that I ever got into, and that is Scream. Scream trilogy was one of the first Blu-ray trilogies I ever bought. It's one of the first Blu-rays I ever bought. And it's a special place with me and Callum, because we watched those three together. Well, we actually watched the Ghostface scenes of 2, and then watched 3, and then watched 1, and then watched 2, and then watched 4, and then watched the new one that came out, which is fantastic as well. But this was a 3-for as well. I've heard this 4K looks great as well. I've not checked it out yet, but yeah, it's the first Scream. Next up is Shaving Ryan's Privates. Again, this is a film that I've seen once and thought was really good. Apparently the 4K is immaculate, so very excited to check this out. I believe this was a 2-for as well on Amazon, so very excited to check this out. Next up is Schindler's List. This is another film that I've seen once and is brilliant. I've heard the 4K, it makes the black and white just look so crisp and immaculate, so looking forward to checking this one out, but you have to be careful when I watch it because I don't really want to depress myself for the rest of the day, so yeah. Next up we have Knives Out. Obviously we have the Glass Onion sequel coming out this month, so looking forward to seeing that. Film I didn't see in cinemas, but kick myself for not seeing it in the cinema. Got the Blu-ray the day it came out, traded it in and got this 4K. I know it's an upscale, but again, love this film, so not watched it yet, but really looking forward to visiting it again before the new one comes out. And Daniel Craig is a treasure. He's fantastic. Next up is the Lego Movie in 4K. I got this for £6 on Amazon, brand new, and it shocked me. I had to check that this was the only release, and it is, but it's one of the older, like, thinner ones. Love this film. One of the biggest surprises of 2014. I don't think anyone expected it to be as good as it was, but bloody hell, that film's amazing. Another film I got for dirt cheap on Amazon is the Lego Batman movie. This was £7, I believe, brand new, and it's still sealed. What a fucking film. Didn't see this in cinemas, but heard from a lot of people that it was really, really funny and really, really good, so have seen it, and it's brilliant. Sad we probably won't get a sequel, but at least we got one and it was as good as it was. Next up is a film that I know that a lot of people don't like, but I just enjoy it as well. I just enjoy it, and that's King Arthur. I got this for £9. Obviously it comes with a Blu-ray. It's an upgrade, so I don't care if it doesn't like show off 4K in all its form, but like I just really like Charlie Hunnam's Sons of Anarchy is my favourite show, and my girlfriend made me a hoodie with Sons of Anarchy on it, which if I remember to, I will wear for my what I watched and another video I have coming up. Yeah, it's King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. Next up is a Disney film. Now, I know that 99% of Disney films are upscales and just don't look any better, and that's why they go for so cheap now. But this was one where, and I don't watch a lot of Pixar's anymore, but this was one where the Blu-ray art, I hate it. It looks washed out and just, no. And the reason I wanted to watch this one is because me and my girlfriend both love red pandas, and that is Turning Red. And this was only £15, so £10 more than the standard Blu-ray, but what a film. I absolutely love this film so much. 4K looked good to me, but like I haven't seen the Blu-ray, so I can't really comment. Next up is a film that I have seen before. I've only seen it once, but I did love it. And that is They Live. I'm very excited to see this 4K because I've heard it looks brilliant. I believe this came out at the same time with The Thing and Prince of Darkness. But yeah, brilliant film. That was a 2-for as well with Hellboy. Second to last is Us. Saw this in cinemas, thought it was okay. Rewatched it again with some mates. Fucking love this film. Absolutely brilliant. Jordan Peele. I love Nope, and I have the steelbook coming from Zavi, so expect an unboxing for that. Although the date is still is in December, but we have a date for the standards, so I don't know what's going on there, but absolutely brilliant film. And the last 4K Blu-ray, in terms of like just the standard box stuff and not steelbooks, is Warrior. This film is fucking brilliant. Watched this on my own, loved it, showed Callum it, he loved it as well. It's one of our favourite films. This film is fucking incredible. Check it out if you haven't. It is so bloody good. Now, on to the last mini pile. This is taking me quite a while, so... first up, I won't bother opening any of these, because I've done that in my collection video, but we have the Avengers Infinity War Mondo. Picked this up because I had a steelbook for Endgame, and I wanted one for Infinity War as well, so I picked that up. Next up, we have, the Invisible Man steelbook. Now, this is one of my favourite films of 2020, although there were many films that came out in 2020. But this is a film that I've always wanted a steelbook for it, but this one came extremely dented and just scuffed and just not good that I had to get a refund for it, because it's just so dinged up. I don't know if you can see, but there's a bit there, a bit here. It's a bit scuffed in places. The back's down. It's just, and the 4K disc is peeling, so it doesn't even work. And I gave Callum my standard copy, and I'm so glad that I'm so glad I bought what I'm about to show you next, because if not, I would not have a 4K of it. So, yeah, got a full refund, but tried to trade it in. Turns out the 4K is peeling, so I can't even trade it in. So I've just got a random steelbook of it now. So. Next up is one of my favourite purchases this month, and that is the Blue Fans Invisible Man steelbook set. Now this just comes with the same steelbook as before, but this is like a super, like, just lovely embossed, like, shiny, just lovely little set, that's limited to 850, and I'm so happy I picked this one up. Such a nice set. So happy I managed to get this. Realised I've done this the wrong way around, but fuck it. But fuck it. Next up is the thing I did an unboxing for yesterday, so I'll just be quick with it. Top Gun Maverick, one of my favourite films of the year. Absolutely fantastic. Next up we have The Cabin in the Woods 4K Steelbook. Again, brilliant film. Look at my unboxing video. Look at my collection video. You're not going to see much more because I've not opened it yet, but love this steelbook. Next is American Psycho, a film that I have come to adore. I love this film so much, and when I saw it was getting a 4K, well, when I saw it had a 4K, I was going to get it, but then I noticed there was a steelbook coming out, and I was like, yes, I need this, and this sold out very quickly, so I'm very happy I've got it. And the final 4K steelbook is The Thing: Titans of Cult. I finally watched The Thing in 4K on Saturday. That 4K is immaculate. It's so good. And again, one of my favourite horror films ever. One of my favourite films ever. So, and now we're down to the Blu-ray steelbooks. I should have done it in Blu-ray steelbooks then 4K, but anyway, that is the Ring 20th anniversary steelbook, I believe it is, with the VHS slip. Rewatched this again recently. Have they done something to that Blu-ray? Because it looks immaculate. Like, I remember sitting there and being like, this looks so good. There's no way this is what the original Blu-ray looked like. Because I believe the original Blu-ray is out of print. That's why I picked this up. So, fantastic film. X-Men First Class. Saw it in CEX. It was £3.50. I want a steelbook for it. Have this on 4K, but yeah. Great film. And finally, after all this time, the Spider-Man Homecoming Blu-ray steelbook. Again, picked this up in CEX for £3.50. Great film. Not much more to say. Oh, so that's my pickups for October. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Drop a like if you enjoyed it. Maybe even subscribe if you're feeling generous. Gained a couple of them the last few days, but yeah. I hope you enjoy. I'm just away a film my thoughts on what I watched in October. So that'll go up a little bit after this. So yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers.